Now in the tropics, we continue to track just one tropical wave now. There's a couple tropical waves, this one coming off the continent of Africa, probably going to be highlighted by the Hurricane Center at some point, but this is Invest 96. This wave is looking a little bit better this morning. It's heading to the west and it'll get closer to the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic as we go into Friday and into the weekend. So regardless of development, it's likely going to bring some rain and maybe some heavy rain at times to the islands by this weekend. So we've got 5 days for it to travel from here to about here, plenty of time to watch it. And in the next 5 to 7 days, this is not going to be a threat to the United States here. Now out in the islands, the Caribbean islands, certainly something to keep an eye on. It is looking a little bit better this morning. It's still got a lot of dry air surrounding it, but it'll have a chance to organize a little bit more as it makes its way west. Notice moving at a pretty good rate, about 14 miles per hour. Then the big question is, well, what might this thing do in the long term? And it's hard to speculate, but here's what we will be watching into next week. This tropical wave, whether it organizes or not, we will likely have a wave moving through the islands here, bringing some disturbed weather. And then by next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we will be watching for it to either make a turn or maybe get a little bit further off to the west. It all just depends on our steering currents. And the main steering currents into next week with the wave here is going to be a ridge of high pressure off the over the central U.S. and a trough coming down. Now, if this trough is deep enough, meaning if it digs down far enough, it will likely pick this wave up and pull it to the north. Now, if that trough's a little bit too weak, this wave could get trapped under this ridge and try to get a bit further to the west. So it's worth watching, but fortunately, we're a week from now with our model here, and notice it's still not quite to the U.S. if it ever does, so we got plenty of time to watch it and see how things evolve, but it's worth watching. We're still in the peak of hurricane season.